chill out session. You know what? If it gets too windy, it rained earlier. If it gets too windy, I might have to move. But here I am, live from Jerusalem, a chill out session after the summer rain we had. Unexpectedly, somewhat unexpectedly. And I don't know how long I'll be here for, but here I am. With a cup of tea. What a Saturday. Hello, hello. Hello, how are different strokes? How you doing this Saturday night? Whoever you are, wherever you are, welcome, welcome. Who else is here? Hey, Batty is here. Hello, hello. EA is here. Hello, Shabbat Tov, good week. A happy new moon. I've got some forest fruit tea. No, see, I got an alternative tuning on the guitar, so this is just gonna be me strumming this time. But on Thursday and Friday, I massacred the Beatles. So if you want to check those live streams out, well, they might still be in dispute because of the copyright thing, but whatever, I think they're still visible, so go ahead and check them out if you want to see me butchering the Beatles. I dare say I'll do more Beatles butchering sessions in the future, because those are fun. No, not singing anything this time. My guitar indeed is weeping. How dare you tune me out of the standard tuning? I remember tuning my guitar like this, D-A-D, D-A-D, when I first learned of it, when I was 18, in my first year or two of playing guitar. And I did it pretty regularly for about, I don't know, a month. So it seemed like a month, maybe two, and I never got really good at it, but with this tuning, without even anything on the fretboard, it's such a rich sound. Sounds like Alice in Chains. I feel so alone, gonna end up a big old pile of them bones. That one's out of tune. It's about Babylonians demanding you guys sing it was a joke. Oh, I say. Yes. On the rivers of Babylon. Oof. Come on now. New guitar, new strings. Shabbos, Shavua Tov. Shabbat ended here about an hour ago, hour and a half ago. Hang on, I gotta put my tea bag away. Put you right here. Hang on. Okay. Hope it's not too hot. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shekol yeh b'dvaro. Okay. So I want to knock it over with the guitar. There's no G. There's no G note. It's D-A-D, D-A-D. Outlet, outlast. God bless me. You have a wonderful year ahead, brother. Yes, indeed. Shana Tova. 40 days minus. It's now 38 days, 37 days until the Holiday of Atonement. And tonight, Gimel Elul, is Rav Kook's yahrzeit. Rav Avraham Yitzchak HaKohen Kook was Israel's first chief rabbi, and a big influence on me. You're Yiddish, not Hebrew. Seriously? Well, Yiddish means Yid. Yid means of Yehuda, and I'm of the kingdom of Judah. I'm also a Hebrew because I'm part of the people of the Hebrew God. But please, I'll take it into account. How am I not a Hebrew? Please tell me. Who was it? It was Julian. Hi, Julian the 5th. Good night, or good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. So I'd love to know why you don't consider me a Hebrew man, and it's all good if you don't. Steve says, hope the day is treating you well. Yes, it is overall. How's your day going, Steve? Hey, E-Dog is in the house. Pepper sprayed. Small lizard in my house years ago. Lord, please forgive me. Still feel bad to this day. I understand. If you didn't have to do it, maybe it was at the heat of the moment. I don't know. I mean, to pepper spray a lizard Were you in any real danger? Was it one of those poisonous lizards? I know of those poisonous frogs that can kill you in like no time flat, right in the rainforest in the Amazon or something. You're doing great. That's good. I mean, you're doing good. That's great. So, YouTube is prompting me to add a Q&A sticker. I'm not going to do that because I'm lazy, but I will ask you the question. Have my cake and eat it too, or ask it. What is the best part of waking up? That's what YouTube prompted me to ask you people in the chat. So without futzing with the phone, I'll ask you, what's the best part of waking up? Hey, Bam's Opinion, how you doing? My day's going pretty well. How about you? Hot in Tennessee? Relaxing inside with the dogs. Great. Hey, Connor's here. YouTube haunts me. Hey, it haunts all of us. I love bagels, Digger. I'm a bread man. I love bread. It's nice to be here. I do not take it for granted. No, I mean, I can't speak for all Jewish people. It's true. But I love bagels. We used to get them in my old office. We used to get them all the time. There's nothing like taking a bagel, slicing it in half, slathering it with hummus and tahina and veggies, and devouring it. Ark Ministry is here. Shai is in the house. Doing well. How are you, Ark Ministry? I think I answered your DM earlier this evening. I might be mistaken. It might be someone else. Shavua tov u'mevorach. Hey, Gamcholi, good to see you again. What time is it? It's around 10? 10:15 p.m. Who doesn't like bagels? It's like saying only Italian people like pizza. Now, I've heard pizza has its origins in Asia. Is that correct? China, maybe? You've never had a bagel, Digger says. Voila. Shai is not a Sabbath keeper? I'm sorry, it's translating automatically from Hebrew. I should disable that. Italian pizza is nothing like American pizza. Please, Nature Wanderer. How is it different? Do tell. I'm curious. I don't think I've ever had American pizza, and I don't think I've ever had Italian pizza. So I'd love to know the differences. I'm not biased. Italian food is awesome, says Shai. Well, even when I was still consuming dairy and meat, I could never put them together. So something like an authentic Italian lasagna is something that I could not and have not ever eaten. But I hear that the Italian kitchen and Italian cuisine is very delicious. really glad I got. I'm really glad that I got a new guitar. So no, I'm not playing anything this evening. I'm just strumming because I'm on a different tuning. I'm on D-A-D. Nowhere to buy bagels. Well, there's your niche. Start a business, man. Start a business. Make some bagels. If you don't have any bagels near you, you be the man or the woman with the bagels. You're a revolutionary. Hey, Neva's here. You look like Sir Nigel Thornberry. Well, first of all, I know not of this Nigel Thornberry. Shen Yogi. Hi, Shen Yogi. Abel's Bagels is the name of the shop, says Shai. Pizza bagels. Pizza bagels are good too. That's it. I'm ordering a mushroom onion pizza tonight and chicken wings. All right. Do you devour them together or separately? Hello. All at once, very fast. Like a vacuum. My hair's been up for a while. Let's let it down. Wait, I might need to move the mic. Let me know if there's a bunch of... No, I'll just move the mic. There we go. Let's hope it doesn't crash with my guitar. No, seems good. My pick. Hey, Dudley for Life is here. Round-headed Humanity is also in the house. Hello. Have you experimented with LSD shrooms from my experience? So first of all, before anything, harm reduction, set and setting, integrate your experience. And yes, I have. I don't see it as experimentation per se. I see it as exploration. And I've done each of those a handful of times, truly, with harm reduction, set and setting. And the idea is that I believe ideally a person's psychedelic experiences should come more from the inside and not from the outside, be it a synthetic or an organic compound. I think the most of your mind-revealing experiences and mind-expanding experiences should come from the inside. And if you want to supplement that, by all means, but to not make the mistake of sinking into that world and forgetting that you are the psychedelic being. And as I said, to always integrate. I've only ever had good trips, and I'm very, very thankful. So yes, to answer the question, yes. Yes, I have. I've had some amazing time on LSD and mushrooms. That wasn't nice, but at least you have a sense of humor. Yes, it rained in Yerushalayim. I was just telling them earlier that if the wind picks up and all the droplets fall from the tree, then I'm gonna have to move before everything here gets wet. It's the last thing I need. Is that your backyard? It's my front and only yard. It's a small yard. JP says, do you know some Townes Van Zandt? Van Zandt reminds me of Heat. The movie Heat. I saw the movie Heat in the theater when it came out. Oh man. I was, 12? When did it come out? 94? Such a great movie, man. Such a great movie. So no, I think that's Vincent Van Zandt. I don't know who. Okay, so Townes Van Zandt is an artist, of course. No, I'm not playing any. I don't know any, and I'm not playing anything. I'm just strumming this evening. try it. Well, you should only do it if you're... I mean, I, for instance, knew that this is something that I was, going to want to do. Now, I had my first psychedelic experience at age 25. After I'd been married a few years, after I'd served in the army, it was Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles. Yes, it's a classical, it's nylon. I'm in Jerusalem, no. Where are you at? Oh, of course I know I'm not good, Sadat. I never claimed to be, I'm just strumming. So, this weather here now today, it's a little chilly. It's nice. I'm in a short-sleeved shirt. It's not that chilly, but it rained earlier and it was a little misty. So the mist makes a bit of a chill. So it's a chill vibe here in Jerusalem. Why are you using a plectrum on a classical? I don't know what plectrum is. I'm ignorant. So do share. As for the classical guitar, I simply tuned it differently to D-A-D, D-A-D. And it's not the best D-A-D. I'm still... New strings keep going out of tune and I don't have a good pitch. Got advice for anger issues or guilt, depending on what they stem from. But what I have found with me personally is that guilt is no good for me, and it always pushes me down into like a spiral, or some sort of a down. And shame of a certain kind is good for me in measure. But guilt is something that as Jocko Willink says, doesn't get a vote. So that's how I am with guilt, and I'm trying not to trying not to warp the good intentions in which that decision was undertaken or was made. That guilt doesn't get a vote. Shame gets a vote to some degree, but not guilt. Anger issues, I would say, obviously it's either the outside or the inside. It's better if you look inside of yourself as honestly as you can manage and ask yourself, is the anger because I'm being wronged? Is the anger because of anticipations, things that I want, desires, things that I lack, that I'm disappointed about in some capacity? Is it that everything is okay and I'm not feeling anything, but my mind is pushing me towards anger? What are the circumstances? Is it with specific people? Is it anger at yourself? You ate your dinner. Yes, I have, darkness. Bro, what you need in darkness, place with guitar. What? I'm not understanding what you mean. Should I make it lighter? You guys want more light? What did you have for dinner, darkness? What did you have for dinner or breakfast, people? Or if it's lunchtime where you're at, what are you having for lunch? Now I'm not doing anything for work. I was laid off a couple of weeks ago with other people in my office after the company we worked for was purchased. I'm looking for a job. So, but I'm a writer, that's what I am. marketing writer, creative writer. Spaghetti, garlic bread, it was delicious. Good for you. Eggs, beans, sugar. What type of beans? What type of beans was it? Were they? Hey, Timmy is in the house. I ate chole bhature. It's Indian dish. Cool. So what's in a bachu or a kole bhature? Red kidney beans. Cool. Yesterday I had some. Was it 2 days ago? I had some couscous with chili beans. Do Jews work hands-on labor jobs? Yes, of course. I wrote, well, a lot of things online, a lot of ebooks for other people, and any books that I've written that are books are ghost-written. So I'm not going to tell you. I'm a ghost. I wouldn't say I'm musically inclined, but thank you. Well, actually, yes, I am musically inclined. It doesn't mean I'm good. Yes, I am musically inclined, actually. And hopefully now that I bought this new cheapy guitar, I'll play a lot more. Can you tell me the genre at least? The genre. Let's say self-helpish. Hi, Moshe. Sorry, man. It's translating all the other languages, so I can't see the Hebrew right now. But I'm assuming. Hi. I mean, I'm not Moses or Moshe, but I hear you. What? You can't comb your hair, but you can make music. Yes. The Nazarite is allowed to play guitar. And the Nazarite is not allowed to use a comb. Hence, what I'm doing now. Nazarites are also allowed to drink tea. Yay for me. Let's try a different lighting. Just for the yucks. Ugh, too cold. Let's go back. That's better. Is Shabbat over? Yes, it is. Shabbat has been over for about 2 hours. Nazarites play the harp. How do you know? Oh, terrible Jews, thank you. So Jesus played the harp, so all Nazarite, or that the Nazarite played, you didn't say all, you said Nazarite played the harp. If you say so, close enough. Perhaps I will merit standing on the steps of the temple and to be part of the Levitical choir someday. No, I've never visited India, though many people think I have. What would you say are the most important philosophers? I don't know enough about philosophy. However, I will say that no, I don't know enough to answer. I know what I like. Doesn't mean I think they are the most important. The most important philosopher, you could say, to me, as such. That's a very good question. Well, Rav Kook pops into my mind, and it's his yurtzeit. It's his day of death tonight. Hey, Abraham Silverstein. I hope you had or are having a wonderful Shabbat. Clark Kent says, are you good enough for heaven? Well, Jews have no heaven, but I see... let's continue. Ever lied or stolen before? Yes, I have. Ever cursed? Yes, I have. Ever lusted or hated anyone before? Yes, I've done all of those things. Hey, mustache. Cat. Dingle Barley, who is this guy? It's a good question, Barley. I ask myself the same thing all the time. A is here. Caitlin. Hey, Caitlin. Is it Caitlin? Yes. Hi. Hello. Hey, Nazarite Wonderwall. Not today, Spiffy Parrot. It's great to see you. How close music is to you? Music is very close to me. Digger says there's a difference between someone who plays the fool and someone who is a fool. Well, I'm a little of column A, a little of column B. More of a fool than not a fool. Hey, Jerome. No, not playing anything, just strumming this evening. That's the tuning. What's up? 10 a.m.? You got it. I'll make sure you're up. Have a good night, baby. Michael, those strings are for whatever I want them to be. And that is why I bought a pack when I bought the guitar. Complain about the guitar? No way. How long have you been practicing guitar? I learned how to play when I was 18. Did it for a few years, fairly regularly, never got beyond hobby chords, nothing more. I started working on scales a few years into playing, but then I think after I got out of the army, I stopped playing regularly, and now I decided that after many years of playing my wife's guitar, I wanted to buy a cheap guitar of my own, and I did. So hopefully I'll be playing more now. So I practicing guitar is the right way to say it. I've been practicing guitar since I was 18. But regularly playing, I haven't for years. Hey, JPOL is here. Can't stay, wanted to say hi. Hello! I play guitar as well, but I haven't practiced in a while. I play mostly classical music. Voila! That's lovely. Michael says, thank you for swearing the Nazarite vow. You don't swear, you swear an oath. You take a vow, or make a vow. But thank you, I appreciate it. Standard says, if anyone tell the truth, their mouth will be shut it up. The truth is every good thing are controlled by beast. Like a guitar is good, and that a work makes song greater, and many more work is required to work. Is that it? That was it. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. I'm not gonna just stand there. The guitar is good. Many more work required to work. Okay? Can't say I know what you mean. Really don't know. Timmy, in your time as a creative writer, did you write something for a famous movie, show, video game, etc.? No, nothing that I've written has so far been produced. However, outside of film school, I worked out as a marketing writer for over a decade now, and every now and then I send some stuff out. And maybe I will take advantage of this time that I'm unemployed and looking for work to work on my screenplays. I have started, actually. I've been unemployed for what, 2.5 weeks? 2.5 weeks. And the first week I think I did something and I need to get back into it. Either way, I do send things out, not as much as I used to. Maybe this will be a good excuse to get back to screenwriting. So no, nothing famous did I ever write. The closest thing I had with fame, at least mainstream American Hollywood fame as it were, is that we had one class remotely, digitally, on Zoom, with the guy who wrote Groundhog's Day. His name eludes me right now, I don't remember his name. He wrote a movie where he sent the script and he asked us for notes, what we thought. That movie was never made, but I always thought it was a damn good movie. Oh, what's his name? Don't remember his name. Just use J-Paul or simply J. When will you be on next? Tomorrow, I hope, at some point. David says, haven't seen you in a long time. Hello. Hi, David. Hallelujah, says Alex. I hope we'll meet in heaven, brothers. Be nice to everyone. It's not always easy, but our enemy is the devil and his demons. Well, that's not exactly how I phrase it, but the sentiment is just the same. And don't forget the enemy within. Hey, JB. Benjamin says, oh, I'm sorry, your Hebrew so sorry. How come? I'd love to know. Which movies and shows that you enjoy in your life, asks Timmy. I'm a man of comedies. I love Mel Brooks. I love Woody Allen's earlier work. I also love Charlie Kaufman. I think he's a great writer, very inspiring. Have I watched Passion of the Christ? No, Michael, I have not. Play that Stick Blues. Happy Saturday, Daniel Byrne Sports Highlights. Give us some sports highlights from the weekend. What's been going on in the world of sports, wherever you are? Today is the Sabbath. Yes, it was. And now it's not the Sabbath any longer. The Queen has departed a couple of hours ago here in Israel. Do you believe in Yeshua? I believe he is a righteous dead man, no more, no less. Hey, Very Ordinary is here. When does the Sabbath truly start and end? Truth is far away from me. I have no idea what the truth is. I know that according to Orthodox tradition, it starts a little bit before sunset on Friday and ends when the stars come out, at least 3 or so grouped together, traditionally, on Saturday night. Something along the lines of 25 hours. We pay this clown health care, if you say so. I don't recall seeing you there, but okay. Speaking of Charlie Kaufman, I don't know if you remember, you watched Adaptation, great recommendation. Ooh, yes, I do remember that you said you hadn't watched it and that you're going to. It's lovely. It's so human and so raw, and I don't know, I mean, it spoke to me as a writer, it spoke to me as a human. That quick montage of the earth and the time lapse up until the birth of a baby. Who am I? How did I get here? I'm really happy you enjoyed it. It's a movie I go back to every now and then, and it always moves me. It never fails to stir me, really. America first. I agree, Jerome. America first for Americans, for sure. Humanity first, materialism last. Hate is meaningless. Materialism last? I could see somewhere in between, but last? Unless it's just those two, in which case first and last are the default. I just saw a YouTube channel and a website that is so alarming, I prayed about it, JB says. It's called Pro-Extinction. They want to end all life, to stop unnecessary suffering. God help us. You keep lights out on Shabbat. I mean, I have a Shabbos clock. That is a timer that I don't touch the electricity on Shabbat, if I can help it. So, do I keep lights out? Some lights are out, and some lights turn on. Hey, Luke Miller is here. And what about you? What about you? What are your pronouns? He and brew. Charcoal? Coleing? Hi there. Are you doing your Nazarite vow now? Yes, I am. Make straight the way of the Lord. Yes, I am. I took my vow just over 16 years ago, and I will be carrying it to the grave, hopefully. Just try to rest as he did, but there's always things to do. Who is Menachem Lubavitch? Well, David, if you're talking about the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson. He was the last rabbi of Chabad. Hey, my woman is here. Hey, Nami. As for if it's a different Menachem Lubavitch, I do not know. I am that I am who God made me to be. Yes, indeed, that's the hope. The hope is that we reflect the divine revelation and image that is within us, that we make it manifest. Hello, Cat Stevens. Hey, Nathan. How you doing? No, not playing anything tonight, just strumming. AC says, do you know there's a woman doing the same thing on another live stream and she's singing like shit and still has more views? That's okay. Obviously, I mean, people will go where they want to go, man. It's YouTube Live. That's what this is. So good for her. I wish her many more views, and if she wants to sing better, let's hope she does better, and if she wants to sing that way and keep it that way, then that's great. What a beautiful name, Nami. So it's a nickname. But yes. What are all the things we have to abstain from while doing the Nazarite vow? Depending on the Nazarite vow you take, there are 4 of them. So if you're a Nazarite who's a Samson Nazarite like me, it's for life. You grow your hair, you're not allowed to cut it, you abstain from grapes and grape-derived things, and that is it. You may be defiled by corpses, by human death, unlike other Nazarites. If you're a Nazarite for a set period of time, you cannot be in proximity to or come into contact with dead bodies, and the grape thing, and the hair thing. But the hair thing, depending on your Nazarite vow, some say you could go once every year, like Avshalom, son of David. And there's a difference of opinion in halacha, I think, on whether or not you need to bring the offerings and whether you shave it all off or simply trim it. There's a Nazarite for life, which is somebody who was made a Nazarite, unlike a lifelong Nazarite, a Nazarite for life, Olam and Olam, where somebody was made a Nazarite as a child by their parent or guardian or somebody who had the halachic authority to do so. Just like Hannah took the vow, or just like, well, Hannah, yes, who made Shmuel, Samuel, a Nazarite when he was a boy, and many princes and others. If a person reaches of age, meaning if you're a woman, it's 12 and 1 day, bat mitzvah. If you're a man, 13 and 1 day, bar mitzvah. And if you want to end that Nazarite vow right then and there when you come of age, you're allowed to. If you decide to keep it, that is then for life, with, again, the option of cutting it every 12 months. Those are the restrictions of the Nazarite. It's wisdom no matter what the faith. I used to live in Jerusalem, says Shai. The ultra-Orthodox threw us out. So now I am in Tel Aviv, the capital of sense. Now, what do you mean the ultra-Orthodox threw you out? ICFG's a bit of Pink Floyd. Not right now. Okay. Now that you explain your Nazarite vow, I was wondering, do you know the justification for some of the pillars? I understand abstaining from grape-based drink, but why abstain from grape as a fruit? The grapes represent the left side, the left hand. Unlike the hand that's always giving, the chamsa, if you've seen it, the left side corresponds with judgment, with wrath, with anger. And unlike the priests, where when they were in service at the temple had to abstain from wine and strong drink derived of grapes, and all drunkenness by and large, the Nazarite is commanded to abstain from the root of it as well. The Zohar even goes so far as to say that, and the Talmud, there's one opinion in the Talmud that says that the fruit of knowledge of good and evil was a grape, the grapevine. And this is somewhat strengthened with the idea and the notion that Noah, one of the first things he did, was plant a vineyard. He had carried it with him. He had carried that tree of knowledge of good and evil into the ark with him. So the idea of the grape as the root of judgment, the root of the left pillar. Now, you said pillars, and I don't know if you were talking about the Kabbalistic pillars, right? But that is what that is about. It's about abstaining. That is why the Nazir or Nazirah are always called Nazir Elohim, not Nazir Adonai. Elohim is the name that corresponds to that left side, that left pillar. And it also corresponds to something higher. Because we have the higher feminine and the lower feminine. We have the harsh judgment and the soft judgment. That's what grapes as a fruit. This person continues to encourage people who want to ask him questions tirelessly. Hi, Dama. Yes, I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, the person continues to encourage people who want to ask him questions. Yes, this is a Q&A. That's what it is. As a secular guy from a Christian background, the grape being the fruit of knowledge is very interesting. Also, Elohim referring to the left side is very interesting. Thanks, man. Now, there is a facet of Elohim which is above. It's a duality. That name, by the way, that corresponds to that higher is the name that you pronounce Elohim, but it's written Yod Hei Vav Hei with the punctuation of Elohim. Such as when Abraham or Avram, he's not Abraham yet, Vayomar Adonai Elohim b'mei idaki irashena. Adonai is Aleph Dalet Nun Yod, not Yod Hei Vav Hei, and Elohim is Yod Hei Vav Hei, punctuated as Elohim. That's both the higher and the lower. They always come together. Hello, sir. Been listening to you for days. Very interesting. It's so difficult to learn it all, says QCS. I'm glad you feel you're learning. I'm learning too, right? I'm a student. I'm a learner. That's part of what I'm here to do. I'm here to learn. So I really love that. Thank you for commenting that. That means a lot. I found out I'm Jewish a while back, says Jane. I've been seeking learning this part of my blood ever since, so I seek to learn. Yes, learning is good. Learning is good. Wait, is this? Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. Have you heard about Advait philosophy? Advait. No, I don't think I have. Could you elaborate? Jay says, this person is so nice and knowledgeable. I have my moments. First of all, I don't try to be nice. I'd rather be kind. And as for knowledgeable, I am standing on the shoulders of knowledgeable giants. I could continue to ask him questions tirelessly. Yeah, that's what we're here to do, man. I want to ask, what is God's purpose in creating humans just to be tested in various things? Well, first of all, the entire premise of your question is you're presupposing that there's a purpose, and that purpose is to test various things, or to test the humans in various things. So I don't see it through that lens. And so you asking me, why is it the way that I am seeing it? I don't know why it is the way that you see it in that sense, because that's entirely not how I see it. No, I'm not left-handed. The camera makes it seem like I'm left-handed, but I'm not left-handed. What's the distinction between Adonai and Elohim? Isn't Elohim plural? Yes. Pardon me. Adonai can also be plural. The singular is Adoni. I mean, well, there is that anyway. The distinction has to do with the divine revelation that it is attributed to and associated with, right? We have 10 sfirot. Each one has its own Yod Hei Vav Hei with a different punctuation, and each one has its own unique name. The root of everything is Yod Hei Vav Hei, and that's where it is in the Tree of Life, at the lower right in the torso, in Tiferet. So the distinction is that you have an Adonai, which is the lower feminine, and you have Elohim, which is the higher feminine. And you have Elohim written as Elohim, and you have Elohim produced from the mouth, but your eyes are seeing Yod Hei Vav Hei with the punctuation Elohim. So it is plural in the sense that it's not Eloha or El, it's Elohim, which is plural. That corresponds to the duality. Hello from Afghanistan. Hello to you, MS. Much love. Thank you, most appreciated. Much love to you from Jerusalem. Michael says, would you be interested in taking Soma? It's a psychedelic brew made from acacia bark and is ancient Middle Eastern wisdom. Possibly, but I don't know. Possibly. Mildly spiffy says, always enjoy seeing your perspective. Make me want to delve into the Torah Talmud from a secular POV. Just for internet's sake, as a newbie, is there any particular advice you can give? A newbie with what? A newbie on what? Where are you a newbie? What is it in the Torah that would call to you, do you think? Hey, Mark.
Is the router not working again?
I don't know, I'm on 4G. You can do it. Okay, how long has it been read? Okay. All right, give it a few minutes. Turn it on, turn it off. Yes, I am. Oh, wow, you started converting. What type of Jew are you going to do? Are you Orthodox? What type of conversion are you doing? What unique cup are you using today? Just my regular old chipped mug, which one or two people have said I should not be using. And according to halacha, I found this out because I looked into it because of this. I was like, hey, I wonder if it's the same thing in halacha. And yes, it is. Drinking from a chipped cup or mug is not recommended, both for health reasons of you cutting your lip and both for the, let's say, metaphysical reason. If I convert to Jew, will Tel Aviv call me and send me a check? Will the Kirk family sponsor me? Will MAGA love me? I don't know the answers to those questions, man. That's way above my pay grade. I have no idea. Slow down. Newbie with regards to the Torah Talmud, just would like to engage with it to understand Judaism a lot better. Think it's important to do that for harmony. Sorry, limited characters to explain. Oh, I hear you. Loud and clear. Barclay is here. Coffee Girls. Coffee Glints? I saw girls. Coffee Glints is here. Andre? Hi, Andre. My name is Isaac. And I am a Valentinian Christian Gnostic. So what does being a Valentinian entail? I don't think I've ever heard of that. According to legend, did God Yahweh once have a divine consort named Asherah? That's not legend. That's Canaanite pantheon. That's the Canaanite polytheistic thing. Asherah and Baal, Asherah and Yod Hei Vav Hei. If I'm not mistaken, they were a couple, or maybe a throuple. And the Israelites took things from Egypt and from Canaan, and maybe from other places. There are two major schools of thought on this. One say that the exodus from Egypt never happened, and that it was just Canaanite tribes that decided to worship one God, the God that emerged victorious, or to some degree victorious. and then not simply make him the head of the gods, right? But the one God. Whereas all of the other entities, revelations, and emanations are considered just that and not deities. So the Israelites took certain names and certain maybe practices to some degree. Names, I think, not practices. From the Canaanite pantheon. And the other school of thought is no, there was an exodus from Egypt, just as it's written. And then the Bible was in the masculine, with Adonai losing his mate. Not losing it, though. Again, you take it from the Canaanite pantheon and you make it a Hebrew thing, meaning Kudushabrichu Shchinte, which is the Holy One, blessed be He, and the divine feminine presence. So the feminine, instead of being on, let's say, instead of being a mate of the one God, it became a... Okay. And you know, wait, is Ima awake? Could you check? Thank you. Don't slam the door, please. How do you grow that beard? Kronos says, I never shaved. That's how. This is my original beard. I never shaved it. Okay. Hey, Xavier. I'm a Roman Catholic Christian. Wanted to ask what you think of Psalms and prophecies of the Messiah. I think that as Psalms and prophecies, there's a different divine revelation, unlike the Torah. And there are no commandments in the Psalms and in the prophets. And the prophets and the writings, including the Psalms, are there to turn you back to Torah. And according to the Torah, if you want to put a king, you can put a king. Some enumerate it as part of the commandments, and others do not. That's my main thought on that. There to turn you back to Torah. My thoughts on Buddhism. From the bit that I've learned, I love the teachings of Prince Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, His Royal Majesty. The story of how he became enlightened and the story of him growing up in the walled garden or walled palace is fascinating, truly. The Noble Truths, 8, right? 8 Noble Truths. There's some things that correspond with the Hebrew outlook and the Buddhist outlook. So yeah. Ofra Chaza has a great voice. Yes, she does. I'm not that versed in her work, but the things I've heard her do, she can certainly belt it out. You know, experts say there's around 4 groups of authors for the Tanakh. Yes, that's right. Not the Tanakh. You mean the Torah. Yes, the 4 authors. Yes, I know. I've read the book. I've read the book. Or is it the Tanakh? No, I think it's just the Torah. But yes, other authors for the Tanakh as well. There are, yes, the 4 authors of 4 groups of authors. 4 groups. You're not saying 4 authors. If it was 4 authors, that would pertain only to the Torah. If it's 4 groups of authors, that might pertain to the entirety of Tanakh. So I know the Torah one, and I've read the data and the literary style and comparison and contrasting. Very clear there is that the book of Deuteronomy refers to the place that God will choose, which no other part in the Torah alludes to. At least not in the plain text. The fruit is pomegranates. They're not ripe yet. Let's continue scrolling down. Scrolling down. Xavier says, thank you for your answer. It's always interesting when I have seen the verses to lead us to Jesus Christ. Thank you for your kind and calm words. God bless you too, man. The 5 books are... Yes, that's right. There they are. You left out Exodus. Yes, that's right. A long time ago, we spoke briefly about Persian influence. Take her phone, call Bezik. You can takes a minute. It takes a minute.
Call Bezik and do what?
You reach the AI, Ron, and you tell him what's wrong, and they fix it right then and there on the phone. It takes a minute. Router is giving us trouble. Persian influence on the early Judeans, and you said you were interested in reading more on the possible Zoroastrianist. Get the chance? No, I have not. It probably hasn't crossed my mind since. Probably because it was just on the phone. I didn't have my laptop, so I didn't put it on the list. I have the list of tidbits here that check this out, check that out. A list of books, a list of movies, and I do get through different questions. Sometimes I do get. So yeah, I need to write it down. Zoroastrianism is weird. Very many consistency with the Abrahamic faith. Zoroastrianism is weird, but it has many consistencies. Are you trans? Yes, I am. Globalist ovener. Yes, I am trans. Hang on a sec. This is a bit higher. Okay. Are those Facebook scripted exactly as they are in the Bible? What do you mean? What do you mean exactly as they are in the Bible? What does that mean, scripted? There are minor changes between different Torah scrolls in the sense of a verse ends here, a verse ends there. It's open, it's closed. And of course the dots over the letters that are in all or most Torah scrolls, that is depending on, I don't know, for instance, if the Samaritan one has that. I suppose it doesn't. Point is that certain changes have been made to the ancient text, but not many over the years. Hey, Soviet commies here. Why do you think the Jews are so hated by everyone? Okay, תעודת זהות. 066. Okay, tell me when, and I'll do it. But you have to ask the haters. Thanks. Also very ordinary is trying to get the likes up. I deeply do appreciate the likes, the subs, the views, the comments, the concerns, the aspersions and allegations and insults. It's always a lot of fun. George said, I pray the Lord's blessing over you. Be well and prosper in your days. And you. Savyung says, my dear Hertz, please help. All right, man. First pull it out of the toaster. Okay? Wrap a towel around it. Be right back. You do that. Okay, here I am. I have some more tea. Oh, someone mentioned the Dead Sea Scrolls. Yes, that's right. All right, now I hope that your day is out of the toaster. Sorry? Okay. Okay, did he ever get back? If he got his day out of the toaster. Are you Jewish? I ask this only out of curiosity, seek knowledge on certain things. Yes, I am, Litus19VERI46. Yes, I am. Am from Immigrated Republic of United States Islamic. Say what now? Yes, it's a little garden we have here. Yes, we do have blackberries. Parrot had a problem. No, it's a quick fix. It's a quick fix. Fine weather is here. No, it's nylon. Do you know a man who calls himself Israel Ben David online over in Israel? No. No, man, Jimmy, I'm not going to play any Credence. It's a different tuning. I'm just strumming this evening. Random question. At the center, do you salt your popcorn with salt shakers or pre-salted? I think it's pre-salted. Pretty sure. Pretty sure pre-salted. I think men are more beautiful without a beard and a mustache. Hey, yeah, we each have our own preferences. I like my women without a beard and a mustache too, so, you know. It's just something I knew I wanted from a very young age. That's it. Where do people go when they die? George asks. Nobody knows. No, we have customs and traditions. Open tuning, yeah. D-A-D. He's a very old man with the soul of a wise child. Who is? Oh shit, classical. Oh, whoops. Come on now. Get down, okay. You have those slots? No pegs? No, I've got pegs. I mean, they are slots, but it's pegs. DP is... Hey, someone else field this one this evening, huh? Yo, dude, AHW is here. Sionak or Sionach, play us a song, music guy. No, I'm just strumming this evening. It's a lazy evening. Yes, I have a story to tell. A couple of days ago, I had a friend of mine who is also an acquaintance, somebody I learned with in yeshiva. He also took a Nazarite vow. A few years after me. I did not know that until 2 years ago. 2 years ago is when I found out. I was like, voila! What are the odds that two guys will take a Samson Nazarite vow from the same yeshiva? Well, in Tzfat it's pretty high, apparently. And I had a dream about him. I had a dream we were learning together. He's here in Jerusalem. I mean, he goes abroad and stuff, but he's here in Jerusalem, and I want to attend one of his classes. Do you believe in angels? Yes, I do, George. I believe they are messengers of the Most High God. What brand of guitar? A brand called Armando. It was the cheapest one they had in the shop. That is what I wanted. Hey y'all, Israel invade. Okay, somebody answer that, dude. Again, I'm not feeling that. If you want to answer. Are you originally from Nazareth? No, that's not what Nazarite means. Nazarene means from Nazareth. Nazarite means somebody who has taken a Nazarite vow, right? A man or woman of the Hebrew tribes. Hey, Don Plabo Escobar. Hi, Escobar. Alright, I'll tell you a story. JJ, tell you a short story. Guy wakes up. I'm sorry, how did it go on the phone? That was a short story.
שאלתי מה הבעיה, אמרתי לו, ואז הוא אמר, אני בודק את זה, ואז אחר כך הוא שאל אותי מה אני אומר שזה, שאל אם כולם כאילו אם אני יכול לתת לכולם מהאינטרנט, אמרתי שאף אחד לא מחובר לאינטרנט, הוא אמר אוקיי, צריך להביא טכנאי. זה בקצרה.
אז צריך להביא טכנאי, ואין משהו שאני יכול לעשות. צריך, אם הוא אמר, hey, you can try again, if it's the same answer, then that's what he said. I'm not a phone technician. I'm not an internet technician. That dude is. I don't know. Okay. No, I'm not from Nazareth, man. Jerusalem. That's not what Nazarite means. Thank you, Shai. There is no Nagila. Say what now? DV, it's translating it automatically. That's right, I am a Samson Nazarite. There are 4 types of Nazarites. Scott, Warland, and the Samson Nazarite is one of them, and I took my vow just over 16 years ago. That is Nazarite. Nazarene is either someone from Nazareth or a modern day, or not, I mean a modern Christian church. Check Google. Some books in the Bible were lost and found only after it was assembled. The book of Hanoch is one. I'm pretty sure, yes, Samson the Nazarite, correct. Why Samson? Yes, because the Samson vow is for life, and there is no defilement of corpses, of human bodies. So I wanted to make a vow that would be an external, a manifestation of the personal covenant that I was making between myself and the Most High God. And the Nazariteship that I was called to for a while before that came to me as a very natural progression and a sign, something organic. The Samson vow is the most halachically viable by rabbinic law, meaning that you don't have offerings to bring because the vow never ends. It's not for a set period of time, no offerings. There's no prohibition against being defiled by death. If you're indeed defiled, it's a defilement that does not affect you. That's another way of thinking about it. And so, no sacrifices to bring. And it's for life. Cannot be annulled, cannot be broken. So, I am a Samson Nazarite, that is correct. You stinky. Yes, I am, Mac81. I stink. I stink so bad. I feel so sorry for my neighbors. If this was an animation, you know, those greenish purple vomit colored lines would be coming all out of this. You are a dad, and according to the kids, are supposed to know everything, LOL. No, he accepted it very clearly. I said, hey, if the dude said we need a technician, then we need a technician. Out of all the comments, he picked the stinky one to read, says DZ. The Dead Sea Scrolls are not considered canon, but an interesting read. Agreed, Corey. Corey? No, I'm sorry, Robbie. Agreed, Robbie Killian. So who I, Samsonite? What do you mean the one? Interested in Israeli food? What is the dessert you must try? Again, I was never a foodie, and I've been vegan for 16 years, a vegetarian before that. I don't know any desserts. You know, I really don't. Food was never my thing. So something you must try? I have no idea. I have a very lazy, exceedingly lazy palate. Free pizza. Veganism is honorable. I mean, you could think of it that way. That's just what I was called to do. I took it on shortly after I took my Nazarite vow. Is your name Jahangir or Jir? No, it is not. I heard they're going to start building the third temple soon. Yes, they've been saying that for about 2,000 years. It's true. When do you think the sacrifices will recontinue? Well, I'm of the opinion that the third temple will be a vegan third temple, as I like to say, right? A house of love and prayer and worship for all earthlings, all people. And so, if it's going to be that, so the sacrifices, hopefully the animal sacrifices will be discontinued. But even so, the sacrifices are just a means to an end. So I don't know. We try to stay healthy and avoid harm that could lead to death, but ought humans to try to live forever? No, we should not try to live forever. Our sages say that this world and this life is like being in the foyer before going into the banquet hall. It's like, make sure you look all spiffy, you come in from the rain, you come in from the storm, you adjust yourself up a little bit, fix this, there's something hanging out of my nose and boink, and then you walk in. That's this life, they said. It's like the foyer with a mirror. They didn't say a mirror, but yeah. Could always sacrifice fun guy. Yes, we could. Yes, we could. Shit, person posting pizza just reminded me those pizza we had shipped outside to eat outside got sidetracked, been sitting out there 2 hours covered in bus. What now? Yes, I am a Jew, Piston. Are you a Piston? I guess that's the real question, isn't it? Friend shop pizza from I prepared and took it to eat, forgot to go out to eat. What? Friend shop pizza from Chicago, I prepared and took it outside, forgot to go out. What happened in between? What is it that happened in between? Typo. Okay, so he shipped it from Chicago all the way to you, and then you forgot it outside. What did you do when you remember? Sidetracked. Yes, but what exactly happened? Do you live in the Holy Lands? There are many Holy Lands. I live in Jerusalem. Q is the race of Jew that the Semitic Hebrews but they never left Judaism. That part confused me. The prestigious no-face. Well, what do you mean? I'm not sure. I don't know what the research says. I know that there are, let's say, Semitic Hebrews, who are the sons of Shem, son of Noah. And then there are many converts that have joined over the years. What makes a land holy is being that you set it apart. There are degrees of holiness. It says Eser Kedushoten. There are 10 holies. With the holiest place in the world, the most set apart, the most consecrated, set aside point in the world is where the Ark of the Covenant stood. Yes, set apart, exactly. They have the temple where the garments and burn the incense, but they don't do the work. Jesus on the Pharisee. They have the temple, wear the garments, burn the incense, but they don't do the work. So they were just doing it performatively? Was that part of his thing? Mashiach despised the Jews and their usury. It obeyed Torah, not Zionism, which is what is defining our nation. I don't know if Zionism defines our nation. It certainly is part of the Torah. So in that way, it is nation defining. But I think that there are many Jews who are not Zionists. Is there a difference in frequency of consciousness based off of the level of holiness in the land? There is the capacity for that. There is the potential. It doesn't mean that it happens immediately, automatically. But it means that within those set apart and segregated and consecrated areas of geographical land, there is a kind of alignment that happens with the physicality in the material world that corresponds to a great aligning and harmony in the spiritual. And so if you as a human being made of spirit and body, at that moment, for instance, Holiday of Atonements, High Priest, in the holiest of holies, putting the incense, right, putting the coals and then pouring the incense on the coals. At that moment, the High Priest in the holiest of holies, only one day of the year, and only him, he's the only one allowed. And there's an alignment there to a great degree. And so, right, with the temple and the area and Jerusalem and the land of Israel and so on. But ultimately, what makes a land holy is the character of its people. If the people are people who are good people and who have honor and integrity, and by honor I don't mean in the egocentric way, I mean in the sense that they are men and women of honor, of integrity, and of good character traits. Midot. I think that's the best way to make a life holy. Campo says, religion was invented to decide, not unite. What do you mean by decide, not unite? I'd love to learn more. If he's unworthy, they drag his body out, that's right. Do you seriously believe you are the chosen people? No, I don't use that terminology at all. I use the term selected because we selected to keep the Torah and the commandments. And we were selected to keep the Torah and the commandments, but chosen is a little too much of a, it can lead a person, me, down a path that I don't want to go. So I don't use the words chosen. I think that humanity was chosen. So if you believe that humans are the chosen people, yes. If you believe Israel are the chosen people, I think that I just don't use that terminology because of the connotation, because of you asking that question. I think we're all human beings, all earthlings made in the image of God. And not one is more noble or important, or we just have different potentials, different tasks to perform in this world. Divide, not unite. Well, if you want to say so. Jay says, have you ever heard the epic comedy album from the 60s called When You're in Love, the Whole World is Jewish? That sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever heard it. I heard of it. I think it rings a bell. Definitely rings a bell. Jay says, for those that curses Israel will be cursed, those that blesses Israel will be blessed. So people say. Too much division. Too much us versus them. Too much, too much. Which Beatle do you feel had the most talent? I don't know, but I don't know enough of their solo work to tell you which one had the more talent outside of the group. So I don't know. I know that Lennon and McCartney as a duo. Wow. Wow, so prolific. So prolific. Where are you going to run when Jesus comes, says Faramar? I don't know. That depends on where I will be at the time, won't it? Good job. I like your content. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, EDM. Which Teletubby had the most talent? So, I never really watched a lot of Teletubbies. Occasionally, I showed it years ago, when my firstborn was a baby, and that didn't really stick. It didn't really happen. It was just, go here. I said, no, come on, man. Do better. So, but I am, I guess I am partial to Tinky Winky, not because he or she had the most talent, but because I like the name. Daryl Strawberry, give me some more info, a little bit more info about the cat, and I'll be able to, to do it, I think. I find it interesting that we had an eclipse, 6 planetary alignments, the meteor shower, and now 40 days of repentance. The harp says, you talk of babies? How many have you murdered? How indignant. 0. Fuck Israel. Yes, indeed. Israel deserves to be brought to orgasm many, many times. So fuck her good. You up for it? Have you read the Bible? Yes, I have. Have you? Lucid dream. So I had a dream journal in high school, and I managed to make a habit of lucid dreaming over time. I did that for a relatively short period of time in 12th grade, but it was relatively easy for me, keeping the journal, setting my mindset, and so on. So lucid dreams I love. The last lucid dream that I had, I know you didn't ask, but I'll share it because I love it. The last lucid dream that I had was about 6 years ago in the Netherlands. I had a dream that I was in Jerusalem, back in Jerusalem, only I was passing a place, the place where I first met my wife when I was 16. A place very near and dear to us and to many people. But in the dream I saw that it's not the way that it looks when I left Jerusalem and went to the Netherlands. It looks like when I met my wife all those years ago. It was shaped differently. It had since been remodeled, that square. So I turned to a group of people who I don't know. I turned to a group of people who are there, and I go, okay, I'm lucid dreaming. What should I do? I don't remember what their suggestions were. Maybe I wrote it down, or maybe I didn't. But I said, oh, I know, I'll get naked. I got naked, and I was running down the streets of Jerusalem, feeling the breeze on every part of me, completely aware in the dream. And then I woke up in the middle of running to the shuk of Machne Yehuda, all naked. And I asked my woman shortly after I woke up, I tell her, and I asked her, what do you think it means? She says, you want to be free? As for astral projection, I don't know enough about it. Can't say I've ever experienced it. So yeah. What was it the wall in the dream? No, it was Zion Square. What yeshiva did I enroll in? When I was 17, I enrolled in yeshiva in Tzfat. I was there from 18, 19 to 20, almost 3 years, and then the army, and then one yeshiva year after the army in Tkoa, outside Jerusalem. I've astral projected accidentally. Whoa, do tell. How do you astral project accidentally? Traverse the astral plane and find the library of everything, says So. The library of everything. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Kif halek? How are you? I don't know whoever's writing now or just wrote now, but your message has been held for review. You might want to phrase it differently, because it's flagging YouTube's flagger, flaggen. I would fly. Yes, I did that too. I've done that too. Aaron says whenever I was able to do it, I would fly and breathe underwater. Awesome feelings. I've never tried breathing underwater, but I did try as a teenager and succeeded. I remember vividly the time when I succeeded flying for the first time in a lucid dream, because I'd been working towards it at the time. And I was on some sort of a pier or dock? No, pier, like a place sticking out. I was, okay, let's do this. And I ran and I leaped. 1, 2, 3. And at 3 I took like long leaps. And then at 3 I took off and I was flying. And it was lovely. And it was gorgeous. Yes, it was. Thoughts on Tovia Zinger? I haven't seen enough of his stuff, so I have no idea. What are your thoughts? Library of Everything, also known as the Akashic Record. Is it, I mean, how much of it is literally on record which people have brought back? Is there anything that people have brought back from that place? Liz says, during a time of profound stress, I woke up one morning early and noticed the air was sort of electric. Everything looked slightly blue, and I just sat up out of my body, totally weightless. Is there more? Maybe there will be more. Flew in a lucid dream too. Incredible feeling, the wind on your whole body. So weird that your brain simulates a feeling you can't experience so vividly. Yes, it's true. Do you praise Hashem daily? I dare say that I do. I do give thanks and praises on the daily. So yes, definitely. Managed astral projection by hypnosis, says Maria. Is it Maria? Mary? Flew over a small river with mud banks. People carried injured along it to reach the cars, thinking it was some sort of flash flooding. Weird. Wow. That's quite a thing to see on your, It's the Ark of the Covenant in Ethiopia. Marta? Yes. No, Marta, Ashley. Hi, hello. Difference of opinion, nobody knows. Is it in Jerusalem, underneath the ground? Is it in that church in Ethiopia? Is it in Egypt? Is it in the Vatican? Richard says, the breathing underwater thing reminds me there's meant to be some kind of highly oxygenated liquid, so technically we can breathe underwater, but it means to be massively uncomfortable. Yes, there was, who's the dude who wrote the Da Vinci Code? Come on. Forgot his name. Dan Brown. Dan Brown had I think it was Dan Brown, I read something of his, a book of his a long time ago, where they had somebody submerged in such a tank. And the highly oxygenated liquid was also spiked with some sort of a hallucinogen. And the way it's described there is just terrible. I mean, not the writing is fine. The writing is good. It's just you really massively uncomfortable. That's true. Oak Island. Where is Oak Island? I'm wondering if I should tune it back now. Nah, I won't tune it back now. They used liquid in the 90s on a rat? Pretty sure what happened. I mean, documentary or fiction? JJ says, is it true that there are tunnels underneath the dome of the rock and that potentially the temple could be built underneath the ground and then just open up and reveal it? I mean, it's possible. And there are said to be tunnels or catacombs of some kind beneath Jerusalem. Or at least there's some sort of a thought that, if I'm not mistaken, something close to that. And that's why I said that one of the places where people say the Ark is hidden is Jerusalem. Right? The Second Temple very famously had no Ark. I love Jewish people more than my family. Well, I hope your family are become the type of people that you could learn to love, because having a loving family is very, very, very seriously cool. Where do you think Eden was? So, it was a spiritual or metaphysical place, if you will. And if there was indeed an Eden that was physical, it couldn't have very well been on a different planet, because you were cast out of there. To be cast out from a place that's spiritual or metaphysical, or more spiritual than physical, into the physical world that we know, can that be? Is Eden literally here on Earth, hidden like a spectrum of light that we can't see, right? Like ultraviolet and infrared, we cannot readily see because our spectrum is limited. It could be that our perception of this Eden is also likewise limited. On the other hand, it could very well be that that there wasn't ever a physical Eden, and that the physical begins here. It was all spiritual, in which case, when it mentions things like Kush, or certain rivers, or gold, things that have to do with this world and the elements of this world, that those are to be taken esoterically. Parts of it can be understood literally, of the account of Genesis, right, of creation. And some of it can be understood more than literally. All of it can be understood on different levels. So I think that the Eden that we are supposed to bring Eden into existence. We are supposed to pull those Edenic elements down here and elevate this material and physical creation upwards, as it were. You're starting to sound like a Scientologist. Really? Richard says, I'm not religious, but the idea of Eden is the ideal or perfection that we strive to achieve in all our lives and all the things to do. It's more than that, right? Mac says you stink. Thanks, Mac. I appreciate it. Abe is here. Hey, Abe Rato. U9S. Eden was in the Afar Triangle. I'm not sure where Afar is. I know some people have said it's around ancient Mesopotamia. Some people say Africa. Are you Cat Stevens? No, Baba O'Reilly. And wait, Baba O'Reilly in excess? You like them both? Because I know Baba O'Reilly is The Who. One of the greatest beginnings to one of the greatest albums ever. The Giants, do you believe they existed as a race? An interesting question. I don't know if they were a race. I don't know. But again, the Nephilim can be understood literally. I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility. So I do believe that they existed, yes. But I could just as well believe they didn't and nothing would change. Mumbai loves Israel. Thanks, Abe. Far Triangle is a region that's not close by. By not close by, you mean it's astronomical? Or is it on the Earth? No, Baba, I'm on a different tuning this evening. Baba and Joe is really amazing. And when those drums kick in, I mean, Keith Moon just... Yeah. For sure. India, love you, Israel. Thank you for the support. India, I've never been, but I've heard good things. And your president or prime minister was here a couple of months ago. Or more than a few months ago. Oak Island is in Canada. There's a show, Curse of Oak Island. It's about finding a supposed lost treasure. 15 years with no findings. Each season, they're just one season away. Eden was the spaceship, says so. I ask if you're a part of the Reform Judaism movement. No, I'm not Reform. I grew up modern Orthodox in Jerusalem, and I no longer keep strict rabbinic law, but I do consider myself still with a root and home, right, of Orthodoxy. So I'm not part of the Reform movement. Do you scare kids and homeless? Hey, Adi. I don't think so, but probably, maybe. Because why not, right? Hey, Sanizer is here. The tuning is D-A-D-D-A-D. It's said that it could be the Ark of the Covenant that the Knights Templar buried there. Maybe, but I think that was long before their time. Remind me of the Doors. Papa, that's right. That's right. No, I'm not a lefty. The guitar shows it as if I'm a lefty, but I'm not. The camera shows it as if I'm a lefty, but I'm not. My favorite thing to play on guitar. Grateful Dead, I guess. Camera can be backwards. Yes. Rocky Raccoon. Ah, I reminded you of that. I don't know the movie Obsession. Is that, Obsession? Obsession. Is that Von... Oh, who was it? What's the name? Is that Lars von Trier? Obsession? I don't recall. On which planet they took you? Well, they took me from Guzman. Oh, hey, that's your username. Oh my God, are we the same? I mean, what? Yes. Yeah. Planet Guzman. That's where they took me. That's where they took me from. That's where they took me from. That's where they brought me back, and here I am on Guzman. Toying with the idea that the Roman Empire came about due to a split in theology after the fall of the first temple about idolatry and becoming the vessel for Christianity. The first temple or the second temple? Because Rome destroyed the second temple, Babylon destroyed the first temple. Rome was the thing. Yeah, Kashmir is unbelievable. I just found out Val Kilmer died a long time ago. Unless I'm mistaken. Relatively a long time ago. If you were to cut your hair with your beard, you resemble Osama bin Laden. Yes, I've been called Osama bin Laden several times in my life. The knight supposedly, says Jay, took it from a church. It was being overrun by pirates to hide it from nefarious hands. Voila. After the First Temple, Rome served as the adversary. No, not immediately. Israel had several adversaries before Rome. At least historically, traditionally. No, I don't know any classical pieces, but even if I did, this is a different tuning. This is an open tuning. What kind of guitar are you playing? Just a classical guitar. I'm awful on guitar generally, so am I. But I can't play anything but metals. Sounds a bit like classical. I can't fingerpick to save my life. Guitar's a wonderful tool. Yes, it is. Sometimes I speak out loud. You speak out loud with a guitar, without a guitar. What theological adversary did they have? They had adversary nations, but not beliefs. Who are you talking about, so? Oh, Rome. Okay, you're talking about Rome? Well, I mean, the Romans had, the Romans at first were persecuting the Christians. Is that not correct? So to say that they were, what did you say? They said they were, what was it? One second. I'm scrolling there. Instead of becoming the vessel of Christianity. Yes, but before that they were persecuting the Christians, were they not? APO is here. I'm the man when I write, you understand nothing. Seems to be a good time in Jerusalem. I'm the man when I write, you understand nothing? What do you mean, APO? Very into instrumental guitar, yeah? Have a good week. You too, OSTS. You too. Shavua Tov. I'm the man comment sounds like cool lyrics. You sound like Ravi Shankar. Yes, exactly. Because it's an open tuning. I'll play a raga. No, boys, Schultz boys, I can't do the Mario song. It's a different tuning. But even if it was a regular tuning, there's no way that I could do the Mario song. God bless. Hey, Mad Hatter. Good to see you again. I heard a Jewish story that Jesus was a rabbi who found out the name of God and started using it to form his religion. Is that true? Well, first of all, no stories that are actually in the Midrash or in the Talmud. It's not 100% certain that they are referring to the ones Christians call Jesus of Nazareth. However, if we are going to say that that is the case, there are different accounts of Yeshu HaNotzri, as he's known, and none of them are binding to believe in. The more traditional understanding is that he was the student of the sage Rabbi Yehoshua ben Prachia at the time of the Second Temple, and they had a falling out. The master and the apprentice, the student, the disciple, Jesus, they had a falling out. When Jesus came to ask for forgiveness, his master told him no twice. On the third time, his master was about to forgive him, but he was in the middle of praying. Jesus took his silence, the master's silence, as a sign that that's it. And now he's not even answering. Now he's stonewalling me. And so he went, it says, and sort of threw it all away. And as for to start using God's name, yes, using God's name is a thing. People use God's name all the time. Certainly back then at the time of the temple, where the explicit name is something that was used. And so, is it true? It's as true as anything that it says is true, meaning it can be and it couldn't be. It's not historically accurate necessarily. There are different accounts, as I said, and there is no consensus on whether or not it actually pertains to the one that the Christians call Jesus of Nazareth. So is it true? Can't say. Do I think that happened? No. I think he was a righteous man who died a righteous man, but I have no idea. Hey, Rechum Chanun. How you doing, man? My second grandson is being born right now. Hooray! Lovely. Good for you. Yes, I think that Yeshua was a righteous man who died righteous. I don't think that just because there are opinions that say that there was a dude named Yeshua Notzli who did this or did that does not necessarily mean that that was the case. Also, at the time, right, the opinions against the nations and Christianity were very, very, the opinions, some of them were very anti-Christian and anti-Gentile, because we're talking about the Talmud here, right? A few hundred years after the destruction of the temple, there's an ongoing exile. And they wouldn't be on board with the non-Jews. They wouldn't be on board with having people convert to Christianity, which was gaining more and more traction. So I don't believe that he was anointed as a king, and I don't believe that he was a prophet. I believe, if anything, he was a righteous man, a sage, who died, at the hand of the Romans. I've been learning the Hebrew alphabet and have found that the King James Old Testament highly mistranslated. Yes, that's correct. I've been told that as well by people who know Hebrew and who know the King James Version. That's why people called it the James King corruption. He was wise, holy, and innocent. We don't even know. I mean, I read the New Testament once. I read the Christian Bible once, like the mainstream one, not any of the different denominations that have a crapload of books. I don't know how many. Point is, I read the New Testament once in Hebrew, and I liked the gospel very much. Some wise things were said there for sure, and the rest of it didn't really speak to me. Do you know of accurate English translations? Well, again, do I know? Because Hebrew, you have different meanings for things, and things that can be interpreted this way or that way, translated this way or that way. So I'm not that versed. I like the JPS Tanakh, the old one and the new one, and that's my go-to, mainly because of the language, which is more like King James. V'chum v'chanun. He died for our sins. You didn't strike me as a messianic. Now, do you believe that he was an actual king or a messiah and he died and that's it? Or do you also believe he's the son of God? Because, tzadikim nitpasim be'avonado, it says that the righteous people are caught in the iniquity of the generation that they are a part of. So when you say he died for our sins, how do you mean it? I'm just wondering about you, my brother. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean wondering? Wondering if I follow Jesus? It should be pretty clear that I don't. But I can still think that he was a righteous Jew who said some wise things, if he existed. 100% religious, loyal to Judaism and not squinting to the sides. Okay. Well, you know what they say, Chochma b'goyim ta'amin, emunah b'goyim al ta'amin. Well, look at it in context, right? We know that the second temple of Chum v'Chanun, right, nechrav b'shel sinat chinam. And there were all the different sects and all the different infighting between the different factions inside of Yerushalayim, and the Essenes moving out and going to the Judean desert. There was a lot of problems back then, a lot of problems in Jerusalem back then. And somebody like Yeshua, who again I don't consider to be Christ, King, God, nothing, a Jew, a regular Yid who lived and died like the rest of us. A very righteous man, perhaps even a sage, perhaps a student of Rabbi Yehoshua ben Prachia, which is nothing to sneeze at. Nevertheless, a dead man. That's not squinting to the sides. That's taking things in context. Is it possible you would have followed him? Yes, I say that many times. I would have been happy to call him a rabbi. If you're a Jew in New York, are you a Yid or a Yud? Hi, Tugun. You're both. You're kind of both, I would say. You remind me of my ancient friends when I was young, and they were not anti-Semites, says APO. Team Hype is here. Don Yahya el Negro, known as Yahya ben Rabbi, a 12th century Portuguese nobleman and Sephardic Jewish leader, King Alfonso I of Portugal knighted him and gave him land that once belonged to Moors. Very cool. Not saying there was a dead Jew or anything like that, but you don't need to read their writings. So I read it once because I wanted to know. There are so many Christians here in the chat. I wanted to know, to be able to say something from my perspective on the New Testament. You remind me of nobody a Yisrael. Didn't speak to you because you are not the people of the book. Okay, if you say so. That's fine. I don't need to be a person of the book. I just need to read the book. You can call me person of a schnoz. You can call me a hammock filled with gorgonzola cheese. Image Elohim says, I believe a political thing, Plato seemed some years before distinguished between republic and tyranny. The Roman Republic ended 30 BC, more or less. So 33 AC, do you mean AD? Israel was under tyranny instead. Tyranny and not republic. So, the Roman nose. And her Walkman started to melt. Right, that's the Smiths. Yes, when the flames rose to her Roman nose. JJ says, so Jew, they believe in and follows Jesus, is considered a Messianic Jew. But what could be a Christian that follows and learns about Judaism and culture? I don't know what, I don't know. I really don't. I'm sure it has a name. Peel is a fine thing, didn't seem to fit in, says Fine Weather. Fit in where? Hum V'Chanun says, it may be that Jesus was wise or righteous, but this as a path that was forbidden by all our rabbis and was considered idolatry. We lack Rabbi Nachman and the like. We are full of rabbis, full of righteous people. Why do we need them on our heads? No one said you need them on your head. I'm not sure what you're getting at. I, grew up Orthodox in Jerusalem, as you know, and I was told to stay away from Christianity and the New Testament all my life. Pretty much, and that it's not something, let's say, kosher. And I decided to read it because I wanted to read it. And from what I'd heard up until then, this was a few years ago. I read it a few years ago, just once, and it really was what I thought, in the sense of that I would like Jesus' words, but not like what came afterwards. And that's kind of what I thought it would be, and that's exactly what it was. Let's see. I was disappointed with the finale. How you think your mind will be with your family after 1 or 2 years to look at haters' text on this chat? It's been more than 1 or 2 years, man. What does that mean? How my mind will be with my family? I don't know what that means. Spiffy Parrot says, in the Judaism, do you have the same idea of Satan as the accuser working under God's divine authority, like the book of Job? Yes, there is, but he's a servant, right? He's a servant of God. That's how he is seen, as an adversarial element. That's literally what Satan means in Hebrew, adversary. Or like a stumbling block. Something that causes you to move. Do you visit the Wailing Wall? I have a love-hate relationship with the Wailing Wall, because it reminds me of everything that we used to have that we don't have. And there's a lot of mixed feelings associated with the wall. Mixed feelings, anyway. I don't understand how anti-Semitics rationalize Jews murdering Jesus, when that was the point of his life, to be killed and rise for the sin of man. Wouldn't Jews be agent of God's will? You'd think. The Gospels are a part of the Torah, bro. You don't even know your own religion. That is false, Team Hype. That is definitely not part of the Torah. You could maybe make the claim that it's part of the Bible. To make a claim that it's part of the Torah means that you don't know what Torah is. That's it. What is the Jewish name for Lucifer? No name. Lucifer means light bearer, correct? So there's no name. There is somebody, a main angelic dude from the dark side of the force. His nickname is the Samech Mem. You can look that up. Samech Mem. It's all written down in history, bro. The Romans replaced all the original Israelites with their own people. Sure they have. Sure thing. Super Snail Flopper. Hi, Flopper. Isn't the open area next to the wall divided by religions using barriers? No. The open area? No, it's not divided. It's divided between men and women at the wall itself. He looks like a Jew. Hi, Uran. Hello, holy? Yes, indeed, I am of the kingdom of Judah. Yes, that's Samech Mem. That's his name. I simply didn't want to say it. No need to invoke his name. It's been just over 2 hours. I think I'm gonna go soon. Wondering what made you start the channel initially. Was it to share the Nazarite experience? Well, I felt called to talk about the Nazarite vow. I'd been on YouTube before. I had a poetry vlog. I had a daily or semi-daily vlog, short-lived things. In my youth, just after the army, when I had my poetry vlog, I was on YouTube's front page, back when it was a front page divided by countries, and I was on Israel's front page for a week before Google bought them, I'm pretty sure. Back in the day, 2006. I think, and that was something. I later on went to one of the reserve. Later on went for some training, and one of my officers was like, "Hey, I saw you on YouTube, man." That never really took off. So what made me start the channel initially is that I felt called to speak about the Nazarite chip, and I also saw, oh my God, nobody on YouTube is a Hebrew Nazarite who's actually doing this, and in Jerusalem, let's say, and so yeah, it was a niche that was not untapped. People are all about that niche. Michael is here. Hey, Feral Robert. You're a poet. Did service upset you ever? Yeah, it upset me in the sense that I was apart from my wife. It upset me in the sense that there were some times when it's a whole other world in the military. So there were times when I was more upset than others, sure. Mainly having to do with things going on back home. You speak well and more than your initial aim, always enjoyable. Thanks, Richard, appreciate that. Yes, I was front page news at the time. I was part of a group of YouTube poets at the time, and one of them had started the YouTube Poetry Promotion Project. And I said, oh my God, that's a great idea. Let's start a YouTube Poetry Promotion Project in Hebrew, in Israel. So I did. And I then click on YouTube a short time later that day, or a day later, and boom, I'm on the front page. I'm looking at my own ugly mug. But it didn't take off. And there was no... Now, I was also going to poetry things, and I went to a poetry reading from a group here in Jerusalem called Ktovet, meaning address. And they recognized me too. They'd seen me there too. I was like, oh, you're the dude who said in a video that there isn't enough poetry on YouTube. So yeah. Could you recommend a starting point if I were to approach reading the Torah, please? You'd have to ask with people who read translations what would be the best translation. That would be the best starting point if you're not reading it in Hebrew. If you're reading it in Hebrew, I'd say start with Bereshit Aleph, Pasuk Aleph. Mad cool, you're an original YouTuber, man. Sleep tight. Hey, man. Muesli and yogurt, voila. Like a glutton. Nehene. Have a lot of fun. Thank you for dropping by, mildly spiffy parrot. Okay, I'm gonna go. People, this has been so lovely. I appreciate your time, your kind attention. No, that's not Nazarite, that's Nazareth. Somebody from Nazareth is called a Nazarene. A Hebrew man or woman who take a vow are called Nazarites, the Nazarite vow. I hope and pray we have a good week. God willing, I will see you tomorrow, maybe in the AM, maybe PM, I don't know. This has been a lot of fun. Now I need to tune this back to the standard tuning. I hope we all have a very chill day, night, afternoon, whoever you are, wherever you are. We are now starting days of repentance, of returning, God willing, until the Holiday Atonement, nearly 40 days, with a new moon. May it be bountiful, and may it be beneficial, and may it be strengthening and sustaining. May we be able to live our lives in such a way that we'll be able to become better. May war and bloodshed be lifted clean out of creation, even right now as I'm speaking these words. May love and peace and righteousness, understanding, knowledge of God, may it all cover us as water covers the seabed. If you want to hit me up in the DMs, Hebrew Nazarite, look for my tree. If you want to leave a comment, please do. I address every comment that YouTube notifies me of. See you on the next live stream where the wonders never cease. Maybe with a standard tuned guitar. Maybe we'll butcher more Beatles. Thank you for joining me now. Shout out to the replay crew. God bless. Shavua Tov from Jerusalem.